Men are like fine wine. They all start out like grapes, and it's our job to stomp on them and keep them in the dark until they mature into something that you'd like to have dinner with.
My gosh.
Very strong.
There was a little more enthusiasm for that joke than I thought was suitable.
So it was Mr. Ryan's funeral, and the pallbearers were carrying the casket out from the church, and they bumped into a pillar, and one of them heard a moan from inside the casket, and so they opened it and found that Mr. Ryan was still alive. Well, God be praised. He lived for 10 more years, and then he finally died, and the funeral was held, and at the end, the pallbearers were carrying out the casket, and Mrs. Ryan said, "Watch out for that pillar."
You know, honey,
Yeah?
you've always been with me through all my troubles, through all my bad times. You've been there.
Oh, don't try to talk,
Oh,
darling.
no. When I got fired, you were there. When my business went down the toilet, you were there. When I had the first heart attack, you were there. And when we lost the house, and then when I got cancer, you were always by my side.
Yes.
You know something?
What?
I think you're bad luck.
If there had been 3 wise women who went to Bethlehem, they would have asked for directions, arrived on time, helped deliver the baby, cleaned the stable, made a meal, and brought some practical gifts.
One morning, the devil decided to go to church and attack my tongue. And then he appeared suddenly, just before the offering was, in a shower of flame and sparks and smoke. He ran up and down the aisle screaming, and all of the congregation, well, they ran, except for an old man. He was sitting in the back. The devil leans over him, shakes his spear, lets out this big roar and says, "I am Satan, Beelzebub, the prince of darkness. I am evil incarnate. Do you not fear me?" The old man says,
Why should I? Been married to your sister for 48 years.
That's one of those jokes.
I wouldn't say that my husband eats like a pig. He suffers from reverse bulimia.
Right.
He's not short and fat. I'd say he is anatomically compact. We don't call it a beer belly. It's a liquid grain storage facility. He isn't silent. No, he is simply a conversational minimalist. And he doesn't get lost. No, he discovers alternative destinations.
There was a young woman who walked out into the street, and she saw a funeral procession coming. She'd never seen one like it. There was a black hearse, and behind it was an older woman who was leading a pit bull on a leash, and after that was another hearse, and behind that was a line of 200 women walking single file. The young woman walked up to the older woman leading the dog, and she said, "I'm sorry to intrude on your moment of grief here, but I can't help but ask, whose funeral is this?" And the old woman said, "Well, my husband is in that hearse up there. The pit bull killed him when it discovered him with his girlfriend, and she's in that hearse back there." The young woman said, "Could I borrow that dog?" And the old woman said, "Get in line."